Let me start by belatedly wishing you all happy and productive New Year 2014. And bring you greetings from Rwanda and the people of Rwanda as well. It is a pleasure to be with you here in beautiful Naivasha, and indeed thank the Nation Media Group for inviting me to come and be with you, and for convening people for this event. The invitation, of course, will have gone through the normal channels, as it is well understood. Let me, right from the beginning, say, in the past year, Kenya has set itself on a new path. And I take this opportunity to congratulate the leadership and people of this country for pushing through with self-determination, even when the odds seemed stacked against you. Together with the rest of East Africa, Rwanda stands with Kenya as we embark on the important work of implementing a governance framework that will deliver to your citizens. This new beginning is and should be a unique opportunity to use your homegrown solutions to achieve and sustain the goals of your respective counties, and ultimately to attain your national vision. Although details are unique to each country, African governments have common aspirations and face related challenges because we operate under similar contexts. This gives us scope to learn from each other. We can adopt and adapt beneficial practices and sidestep pitfalls in our quest to guarantee the well-being of our people and build successful nations. To begin with, it is up to us to put in place a leadership and governance that is based on local needs and that is people-centered. This is the first step in fostering community well-being and prosperity, which in turn will create a confident and self-reliant nation. In the business of government, there is no solution that does not involve citizens. Political leaders have to find convergence with the aspirations of ordinary people in order to make socio-economic transformation a reality. Our duty is to ensure that those we lead are empowered to participate in improving their lives. This includes the most vulnerable in society and those that have been historically marginalized. Failure to internalize this basic principle and set about listening and responding to needs of our people will inevitably result in disconnect. The resulting gap engenders stagnation, instability, and it jeopardizes sovereignty. But we have the ability to prevent such outcomes. Let me say from this very point that as I stand here before you, I come from a country that has seen tragedies related to what we are addressing today, what the governors are here to discuss, but also that is in the framework that constitutes governance in its broadest sense, where you have a lot of diversity and have to bring together and harness that diversity for the common good rather than divide and disintegrate what is there otherwise to serve. And in fact, I can compare our own situation, you see, where if you look at across the whole continent and problems in different places, I think our own situation in Rwanda 20 years ago was at the bottom. Our country sank so low that it couldn't even be lower. And I probably speak to this later. When things changed and what we have had to work on, we have even been served well by this tragedy in a sense that when we were seeking ways and really where to go, since we couldn't go lower, the only place to go to was just up. And we kept going up. So we, but on the other hand, I should say, for other countries that haven't sunk as low as we did, countries don't really have to sink that low in order for them to go up. You can still go up from where you are. So that is, I think, a lesson learned in our own experience, that it wouldn't be bad sharing it with you as we proceed. So in Rwanda, 20 years ago, that happened, and now 20 years later, we are working to ensure that the tragedy I talked about that, to be fair, our country is not wasted. One enduring lesson is the need to consistently take ownership. You must feel that what you are doing, and that goes to every level, to every individual, to the whole nation, irrespective of differences, irrespective of the diversity I talked about, you must feel that what you have, that what you are doing is your own, and you contribute to it as your own and for your own well-being. So ownership, therefore, of our problems as well as the solutions, in order for us to achieve moving forward. We have learned and continue to learn that sustained, frank dialogue between leaders and citizens at all levels, combined with working together, even with limited material means, is the only way national goals can be achieved. Our journey of nation building has shown us that effective, what we call in our place, decentralization and devolution here, which really more or less come to the same point, requires both the autonomy of local governments and the capacity to deliver on their mandate. But support from and coordination with the central government is indispensable. Other actors, including civil society and private sector, also have critical roles in a context of productive and mutually respectful partnership. Within this framework, accountability of all actors is critical, and leaders in particular have to learn, have to earn the trust and the confidence of their electorate. We also have the duty beyond our respective borders to our region and the continent, because problems or tragedies that, to be fair, as we found at the end of the day, affected our neighbors. They were not confined to Rwanda alone. That's why you find we have been emphasizing and participating in promoting regional cooperation. That's why East Africa means a lot to all of us in this region, the 5 partner states that constitute the East African community. The overwhelming positive reaction from our citizens in this framework of cooperation within our region is proof that we have common aspirations that transcend our individual countries. The people of East Africa want more trade and increased opportunities that come with strengthened regional integration and collaboration. And it is up to the leaders of our countries to find ways to deliver on these expectations. Well, it is fashionable, as you very well know, that people speak of the African Renaissance or Africa Rising. People even continue and talk about this being Africa's century. All these mean a lot. In fact, many times when people say this is Africa's century, I really want to believe it. But I also have to ask myself the hard questions and say, why was the other one not Africa's century? Or really, what stopped it being Africa's century? Or the centuries we've gone through, what stopped Africa claiming its rightful place during this period? So there are more things to do than to be said if we really want to make a sense for ourselves. There is more doing. There is more being honest with ourselves. There is more courage expected to face up front the challenges that we know so very well that we have to confront. So if we have missed earlier opportunities to make this a reality, we should at least make sure we don't miss the prospects we have today to deliver on the hope Africans have for our continent. And I have to remind people also that there is no magic or miracle that will get us where we want to be. Africa will succeed when we understand what has held us back, strengthen our capacity to govern effectively and engage directly with the needs of our citizens to develop strong nations. We can then unite in forging a strong and globally relevant region and continent.